Hello everyone. Let me present you another Sinn chronograph, the Sinn 142, the space chrono from Sinn. It's the successor of the 140, which was indeed a watch for a space mission, as I know of the ESA. This watch I don't have anymore. I sold it because it is a very, very big and thick watch and actually too heavy for me, but it was not that uncomfortable. It has a Lemania 5200 movement. You can always identify the Lemania 5200 by the little aircraft on the stop second, on the red stop second. This watch must have been produced after 1985, as in the base you can see the symbol of the D1 ESA mission, the fourth flight of Space Lab, under the participation of 3 German astronauts under the 8 astronauts of that mission. Now, on the other side, that watch is already a modern vintage. You can see that it is a neo-vintage watch if you see the sunray finish on the surface of the case with polished flanks. And I think the bracelet is maybe younger, but the watch itself should be from around 1989, end of the 80s. And it is a quite rather seldom variant. First of all, because of this sunray finish, and second, because the dial has a specification which was very shortly produced by Sinn, because normally it has a minute number at the index, but in this case there is not this small minute number in the index. Normally, before and afterwards, there would have been small numbers under the tritium index in the inner part of the dial, and that is in this watch not the case. So you can time the production year of that watch quite exactly. I assume that the minute and the hour hand were already replaced already, and whereas I think that the index still are the old index, and even if there is no T on the dial marked, it should be a tritium index. But of course, after that long time, there is no capacity for that glowing index anymore in the night. So normally I don't use it in the night because I like to see the time in the night, and I don't like these vintage watches for the night. The glass seems to be um, sapphire glass already. I don't know whether that was replaced or not. I did not bring this watch to the service, but I suppose it was serviced already. Apart of that, the watch is in wonderful condition for the age. Of course, it has marks of use, which is not disturbing me much. The Sinn chronographs in the last years were significantly becoming more expensive than before. And we should not forget that these chronographs, more or less in the same with the same look, are still produced, and nowadays are quite expensive. So, of course, there was a run for the vintage ones, which are still remarkably cheaper, but give a good price value relation, in my opinion. But as I say, they were some years ago much cheaper. Nowadays, they quite high, especially the 140 and the 142 chronograph with the Lemania. The Lemania has, as was said, some issues for the service and for the repair, as it contains plastic parts. Mm, so if you don't want to hassle with your watch for the repair and for the service and also for the spare parts, I suppose it would be better to stick with the 144 chronograph, which has a simple ETA 7750 caliber, which I was said can be serviced quite easy still. On the arm, the watch looks good. Even if my arm is very small, I think I can still wear it. But again, it is remarkably heavy. It's a big watch and a thick watch, and yeah, but it is wearable. I wore it sometime, but I was never really becoming a big friend of with that watch. So I prefer, if it's a chronograph, I prefer my moon watch, which is in my opinion more comfortable and lighter and does not look that thick on the arm. But yeah, it's wearable. It's a nice technical style. I really like this 80s style. It's very, very interesting style, especially with the sunray finish and the polished flanks and polished parts of the bracelet. Again, the bracelet seems not to be the bracelet from the watch from the 80s. I also had a leather bracelet for that, original leather bracelet, which also looks good, but I'm not a fan of leather. I prefer the steel bracelet, so I led it with that more modern watch bracelet, um, which is the usual bracelet for the, as I know, for the now, for the actual recent 142. The chronograph is working fine. Here you see very nice. Oh, I was wrong. I think the the aircraft hand is not the stop hand for the second, it's the stop hand for the minute. So it measures the second, the minute, and the hour with a chronograph. And that one on the left side, the white one, that is the normal second hand. You see, it's very nice. I really like it with that minute stop uh, airplane shape hand. It's a very nice one. By the way, this one is a German version, as you can see in the date. It shows Donnerstag, which is Thursday, so it shows the day in German language. You can move the inner ring with the crown and the upper left, as you see here, and you can move it all around. And as I said, there are many options for measuring the time. So this is a real chronograph. Here again a picture of the clasp marked Sinn and the very beautiful base with the symbol of the space shuttle and the D1 mission for the Space Lab mission 1985. Once more, let's have a look to the watch on the arm in daylight, showing the wonderful finish of the surface. and the nice scratchless sapphire glass of this neo vintage Sinn chrono. I personally like the Sinn chronos, very technical watches, but not for every occasion, in my opinion. It's not really an elegant watch, but it's an interesting watch and it looks great. Yeah, unfortunately, I a little bit regret it now after seeing my own movie. And unfortunately, I sold that watch recently. The prices, the collector's prices for those vintage chronographs from Zinn, I am quite sure will become higher every year. But it is a hobby, and we don't buy watches just for speculation. We buy them because we like to wear watches from periods already gone. That's for this one. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and let a like there or a commentary. Thank you very much, and see you next time with the next watch or the next object.